It must be sandworm season, because available for pre-sale this week is Dune Part 2. Plus, in theaters is a Seth Rogen-produced suspense thriller and the return of Godzilla -1, but now in black and white. It's all coming up this week on Big Ticket.
Don't try to impress anyone. You're brave, we all know that. Be simple. Be direct.
And whipping up a sandstorm via ticket pre-sale this week is Dune Part 2, which hits theaters on March 1st. This one comes 2.5 years after the first film, which performed well at the box office on its way to a very cool Oscar nomination for Best Picture. A big part of that success was, of course, the epic ensemble cast, which has been made even more impressive for Part 2 with the additions of some of my favorites: Austin Butler, Florence Pugh, Christopher Walken, and Lea Seydoux. And this one looks to bring more action this time around too, which was one of the few knocks on the first installment, and one of the ways they'll be doing that is with a giant sandworm getting all up close and personal, something that Timothée Chalamet certainly enjoyed talking to us about.
Well, there was a whole worm unit on the movie, literally called the worm unit. They shot, there's a 2-minute sequence in the movie or something like that that took them 4 months to shoot or something insane, and it was absolutely insane. And obviously the worm wasn't there on the day, so there is a certain process of visualization, but I thought it was fascinating. They built very, specifically what a tiny part of the worm would, sounds weird, would look like. And
a whole slab of
worm
skin.
A little slab of worm skin, as one says.
That's even weirder.
You just kind of hook into it.
Yeah. I don't know how.
What did it feel like?
It felt it was exhilarating, and there's all these innuendos. No, but it was something that I feel like, I don't want to speak for Denis, I don't think they had fully figured out at the end of the first one. There's a visual at a distance at the end of the movie of someone riding the sandworm, so I think they were sort of figuring it out. But there was definitely a technique to it. I remember, going to Z and wishing that my arm technique was different.
Wait, why?
Because just visuals.
Well, there's a real frame of reference for riding a sandworm.
Right.
So you're trying to do it cool, and make it look strong. And so you're trying to okay, do I hold like this? Do I stand like this? Do I have my leg here? Do I, you're trying to have the strongest worm riding pose at the end of the day, because it's filmmaking, so you're trying to figure it out.
Not just any weird gammy arms.
No. Well, they CGI'd all of it.
Don't forget, you can find our full interview with the cast and get involved with the pre-sale at Fandango.com.
Don't you get scared walking through those woods?
I'm the scariest thing in there.
Opening in theaters this week is the suspense thriller Miller's Girl. This one stars the Emmy-winning Martin Freeman, known for projects like The Hobbit trilogy and the series Fargo, along with Jenna Ortega from shows like Jane the Virgin and Netflix's You. They play a teacher and student whose relationship gets a bit complicated after a creative writing assignment, and we can leave it at that. This marks the directorial debut for Jade Halley Bartlett, who also wrote the screenplay, one that ended up being among the most popular unproduced screenplays floating around Hollywood until it was finally acquired. And that was thanks to Seth Rogen and his producing/writing partner, Evan Goldberg, who helped bring this film to life as producers and who seem to have their hands on all kinds of hits.
Godzilla.
Also in theaters is the black and white release of last year's Godzilla -1 called Godzilla -1 minus color, naturally. This is the 37th overall film in the Godzilla franchise, one that's been going strong for 70 years now. So you could say it's pretty impressive that Godzilla -1's worldwide box office haul made it the most successful Japanese-produced Godzilla film of all time. And it was made by one of the most groundbreaking filmmakers in the Japanese movie industry, in Takashi Yamazaki, who wrote, directed, and did the visual effects for this one, which are still gonna look great in black and white. Speaking of which, if you're just a bit curious about what it might look like in black and white, well, hey, what do you know? We've got an exclusive look for you right here and now, and you are welcome. for this week's Big Ticket. Plenty to see now, plus a little something for later. And don't forget, you can get your tickets to all of these right now at Fandango.com. Thanks for watching Fandango's Big Ticket. See you next week.